Hi everyone, I'm back with my backgrounds and all is well. After I went on a rant the last video, and now everything is fine, life is beautiful. My hubby got back from a trip to Spain and France, so no renting this time. Everything is good. So of course, me and my napkins, I need to dedicate one spread here to napkins background, and I've got lots of leftovers. If you are following my videos, then you can see here, this is the mulberry paper I've used for the mandala, and I've used these napkins that I got from Nina also in the mandala, and all bits of and pieces from other projects. So I'm going to use this as my background, and you need to be patient because it takes time to glue all the pieces, and at first it will see like one big mess, and it will be one big mess, but then it will be something with lots of details and interest. So bear with me, and maybe I'll speed it along after I glued several pieces, but for now we'll start as is. There is no planning to this process, just having fun. And you can start from one corner and move along, or you can just start to put bits and pieces all over your page, just to be sure that your leftovers are enough for all your work. And like if I'm using this red mulberry paper, so I won't find myself getting here and I don't have any left. So do what is best for you, but that's my recommendation. I'm using white glue that I've diluted with water. This time it's like I'm thinking I've put, I think, 1/4 water to 3/4 glue. Yeah, it changes all the time, depends what I want to do. I'm trying to take pieces out of the leftovers that have straight edge and use them on the edges of the page. But you don't have to do it necessarily. You can go over the edges, and when everything is dry, just cut the excess. I really love the mulberry paper. It's almost like fabric, and I like when you tear it up how it's has this like threads. It's really interesting. Okay, let's move to another color. Again, mulberry paper that I have got left. If I didn't mention it before, I prepared my page with gesso just to tune down the what is printed on my pages here. After all, it is some kind of brochure for a bank, so really not interesting. Now some paper napkin. Oops. I like when they overlap, especially that they have a little bit of transparency. It makes for more interest. I'm sorry if I'm too quiet, but there isn't a lot I can say about this process anymore. I'm just gluing pieces down, and I need to wait until everything is glued down. I don't like the straight edges, so I'm going to take a piece of mulberry paper and go like this to so it won't be in my face, the straight edge. When you're working with napkins, try to use a soft flat brush, so it and lots of glue so it will slide over the paper napkin and not drag it and tear it up. Okay, so I'm going to continue putting pieces down and I'll come back because this is going to take some time. I'm back. It's almost done. Everything is covered, but now I want to bring in these napkins, and that's what's great with this kind of napkins that have white background. Now I can take pieces from the napkin. I can tear it by hand, or if I want a specific heart out of it, I'll just take a fine brush with water and go around the image that I want to take out. And the great thing about the white background is that it will blend. So now I'm putting it down. Of course, you need to wait for it to dry to see the effect. So that's basically what I'm going to do with this napkin. I'm going to add details to my background. You can think of it as stamping, only here I'm using the heart images from a napkin with basically the same colors as the other papers on this page, so it all blends in and speaking in the same language, if you can say it like that. It all ties to the same thing. This is great. This is another thing that's good. If I wanted to stamp, I couldn't do it here where the crease is, but with a paper napkin I can, and it seems like it's all part of the background. Okay, so I'm going to continue gluing down the hearts, and I'm gonna wait for it all to dry, and I'll come back. I'm back. So this is almost dry and I have some more tips and tricks about how to make this background more cohesive. Now, as you can see, several places where I've put my hearts, you can still see the white. Two ways. If you want it to blend with your background, just take some kind of marker in a color that matches your background and just make it disappear, like so. If you have white in places that you don't want, here we go, I am making it disappear. If you want everything to pop up, all these hearts, just take something like black and do the edges in with a marker, with the Stabilo All, whatever you've got. And this is one of my tricks, and I don't want the hearts to pop up. I want them to stay part of my background, so I'm going to move along with this. Another option to blend these white areas, they are the neon colors, they are transparent, so they can add to the mix like this. You can put them in several places and it will take out the white and give you highlights in several places. Now, if you are afraid of what will come out, you can take a gel medium, put a layer on top of everything, and then it gives you more leeway in terms of experimenting with the markers you have on top of it. So if, in my experience, if I've put a gel medium and I've put a marker and I didn't like it, I had a few seconds to take a baby wipe and wipe it off. So it's another option. Another thing that I usually do to take a background to the next level, if you can say that, is to take my homemade sprays from food coloring, and I will take again some color that I have in the background, like this yellow, and I will go over everything with this, and as you can see, it's already more cohesive, more all together. So now it's very wet, and again I need for it to dry because I'm not done yet. I've introduced a turquoise here in the hearts, so I'm thinking I'm going to take this spray and add it around this corner and this corner, and then I'll be finished with this background. So I'm going to wait for it to dry and I'll come back. I'm back, and now I want to add this blue on the corners. So, oh, and before I forget, I wanted to show you another thing. You can still build on this background. You can use something like this napkin. I will cut here and take this section and glue it like this on this corner and on this corner, and I will have some kind of a frame and another element to decorate my background. I've done something like that in one of my art journals. I'll bring it so you can see the effect. Here we go. Here it is. Again, in the background there are leftover of paper napkins from the mandala you saw me do with the blues and greens. Just leftover paper napkins, then turquoise spray like we did here, and it brought everything together. And then I went and put these two pieces from a napkin here and here. I took also, if you can hear, I took this piece of the butterflies, and I had here more butterflies, so here they are together like they are on the napkin, and here I separated them, and this is just a stamp I just bought, so everything was just tied together. So this is another way to add to your background. It frames everything without being a frame. I hope I'm explaining myself. So I'm going to spray this turquoise here and here instead of gluing another napkin, and in the hopes, yeah, I like it, and already put, so I can at least a little bit control it if it was too much. And again, if you are afraid of what will happen, put a layer of gel medium, and it will be easier to wipe off. Yeah. So this is it. This is my background. I still don't know if I'm going to work on these pages that I've done, all these backgrounds. I'm just relaxing and experimenting and showing you other backgrounds. So I'm going to continue with this brochure that I made into an art journal and making more backgrounds. I hope it's interesting, and I'll be seeing you in my next video of another kind of background. So bye for now.